So hi everyone, as Rahul mentioned, myself Nikita, I'm the co-founder of careerflow.ai. My background has been like I was a senior technical recruiter with companies like Uber and Amazon. I'm currently also a career influencer on social media with 250K plus social media followers, where I do like write content around resume, LinkedIn, job search, and multiple things, and helping and trying to give back to the community as much as I can. I have got multiple interview calls through LinkedIn. So we are going to definitely touch around like how to use LinkedIn in the right way, because I'm pretty sure majority of the job seekers who are currently present in the call today, they don't understand the importance of LinkedIn. And on top of it, obviously resume goes hand in hand. So you need to understand how as a recruiter I'm looking at your profile, how as a hiring manager I'm looking at your profile, and what are the things which we generally make a mistake and we don't even understand that we are making those mistakes. I am also running a startup, careerflow.ai, where we are helping the job seekers on their job search front. So if you guys want to go on, check out the careerflow.ai, we are happy to help as many folks as we can. Before we start talking about resume, LinkedIn, or any other job related topics, I just want to show this 3-step process. Everyone must think that it's so easy, Nikita. You're showing there are only 3 steps. You apply, like we shortlist the candidates as a recruiter, then we move it to the interview process, and then hooray, you get selected and we give you an offer. It seems so easy when I'm like talking about it, or in the slides it shows like 3 steps, but in reality there are so many small steps which are actually there behind these 3 steps. Like candidate shortlisting is a very big process, and there are multiple steps which are involved when you actually get shortlisted or you get an interview call from a recruiter directly reaching out to your LinkedIn email rather than you reaching out or you applying for a job. So we need to take a step back and think, is it really 3 steps, or is it really like 10 steps, 20 steps, or maybe 30 steps, depending on where you are in the whole process. We will discuss some of the basic tips around resume. Before even I share these tips or why we really need resume optimization, I want to share, I don't know how many people know, but it is a statistic that as a recruiter or as a hiring manager, we take only anywhere between 6 to 10 seconds when we look at your resume. So now, as a job seeker, you need to understand that within 6 to 10 seconds, you have to make an impact when any human recruiter or human hiring manager is looking at your profile. So think from the perspective of like, if I am a recruiter or if I am a hiring manager, and if I look at this one page or piece of paper, is it going to attract me in 6 seconds? Am I able to read everything which the person is trying to show? And then think from that perspective that what should be the keywords should I add in? What are the things that I should highlight so that the person select me or at least get me an interview call, move me to the next process? Then obviously, why it's needed, applicant tracking system. I don't know how many folks today attending the call know about ATS, the short form for applicant tracking system. So every company use applicant tracking system, and there are multiple applicant tracking systems. These are the softwares which are used as the first step when you apply for any job or with your resume. And these are the systems which actually process your resume when you are applying, match it with the job description you are applying for, and then either pass it or pull it to the rejection pile because your resume is not matching with the job description you're applying for. Then obviously keywords. I think I briefly added that as a recruiter, I will, when I see the resume 6 to 10 seconds, my eyes will move like this on the whole resume, and I will try to pick up the keywords from the resumes. And you might ask me, Nikita, we don't know what are the keywords. Can you please tell us how to find keywords? So finding keywords are very easy. So let's say you are applying for front-end engineering role, because I used to hire front-end engineers in AWS. So you need to go through the job description again and again, read through the job description again and again, and you will find some common words which are actually there in majority of the similar type of job descriptions you are applying for. So let's say you are applying for front-end engineering role in Amazon, front-end engineering role in Microsoft, or any other startup or mid-level company. There will be some hard skills, there will be some soft skills, and there will be some requirements which are common. So you need to read through it again and again, and you will figure out that there are some words, for example, React, JavaScript, or maybe numbers of years of experience, something which are commonly there in all the job descriptions. So you can use that and put it in your resume back. A lot of times recruiters are not technical. So, I mean, my experience has been a little bit different because I used to be an engineer and then I became a senior data analyst and then I became a recruiter. So, I know how to write a code. I've written codes myself for almost a decade. So, my experience is way different because I used to talk very technically to all my candidates. But my peers, or I've seen recruiters who are not at all technical, they have completely non-technical background. They have never written a code. They don't even understand when they look at the code. So for them, when they look at your resume, if you have made your resume too wordy and too technical, and by that, what I mean is like I've seen resumes where people write short forms, a lot of short forms, and try to make that resume too technical. Like, I understand that you are trying to showcase your skills, you are trying to give back and try to be like, okay, I have done this, but also think from the perspective that if you really want to get shortlisted, is this resume understandable by a non-technical recruiter as well? So think, I'm not going to say that don't add JavaScript or technical words, but don't add too many short forms which you might think are very useful, but they are not even understandable by recruiters who are not at all technical. Then you need to optimize your resume for the job descriptions or the roles you're applying for. If you're not doing it, then definitely it's really, really like you are using same resume to apply for 100 different roles. And obviously you might land into a lot of rejections. And then last thing is like you might get a lot of like seen. I think I saw someone's hand raise. Do you want to go and unmute yourself and ask your question?
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
So one question about the applicant tracking system. Does
Mhm.
it scan for the amount of years of experience?
So let me tell you. So different applicant tracking system has different requirements and they work differently. So we have Greenhouse, Bamboo HR, and multiple other tracking systems. So they have different requirements which are actually set up by our recruiter. So recruiter, when or our HR or a hiring manager, when you add in or upload your job description, you actually add in. I think every one of you must have applied because you're an active job seeker, or even in the past if you have applied for a job, you might have seen a lot of times there asterisk being added and there are some compulsory questions like when you apply or if you fill a form, right?
Hmm.
So those are also part of the system, because let's say for example one question is, do you need sponsorship, or the question is, do you reside in US, and let's say you added no. So majority of the times, if the person want to shortlist, as a recruiter, if I want to shortlist 100 resumes and want to get it to 20 resumes, I will ask those compulsory questions and also make the job description like that, that when your resume passed through the applicant tracking system, it also helps me to kind of push away those resumes and I will only get top 10 to top 20, which will be easy for me as a human to get through it.
It's a amount of years like a hard thing you put in the tracking systems
No, so
in
that is
your
not something
experience.
added. Yeah, but that is something seen by a recruiter. So if let's say the job description requires 3 years or 4 years, and let's say you are a new grad, then your resume is not going to be like, it's going to get rejected for sure. And that's happening not through the applicant tracking system, but that's happening definitely through a human.
Okay, but after it goes to the applicant tracking system, it will reach the recruiter.
Yes, the next step will
Okay.
be recruiter.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. We will take the next question after a few more slides. So there are some basic elements of a successful resume. And it starts from contact details, like a quick summary, objectives, some skills, educations, work experience, projects, then voluntary leadership experience you have, and then obviously impact. And by impact, what I mean is please add numbers, because if you're not adding numbers or if you're not showing the impact you have made when you were working with that company, either as an intern or a fresher or a new grad or whatever years of experience you have, then for us it becomes really difficult to understand that what is your impact you have actually been making when you were part of that company. Especially for folks, because I saw that some folks are looking for internships or new grad roles. So this particular thing will go a little bit like the order will change. So if you are a new grad or a intern, your education will come at the top because you recently graduated, then your projects, your internship skills, and everything else. But if you are already working somewhere or if you have already joined a company and you have work experience, then your work experience will go up at the top. Then your projects, your skills, and education, everything else will go in that order. But make sure that you change the order based on your experiences. Don't use the same resume, keep on using the same format in the same resume, even when you graduated or you started working. I wanted to show some common resumes which generally get rejected a lot. And these are the resumes I've seen people making same common mistakes, and I wanted to share it. So try to not add photographs, images, icons, colors. A lot of people think that if I add colors, my resume will be more attractive. I might get more interview calls. They add age, marital status, gender. Even sometimes I've seen 10th marks or any random information which is not needed. And also understand that this is your confidential information, this is your personal information. So try to not share it with anyone, because a lot of times I have seen that people do take advantage of it. Like maybe you are going through a consulting company, or maybe you're going through some person, and you might feel that the person is having your personal information. So these type of information is not at all needed on the resume. And even if someone is asking, please do make sure that you're not giving that, because that's your confidential information. Multiple pages and 2 columns. So I want to add in on this. So folks who have less than 7 years of experience or equal to 7 years of experience, make sure your resume is like recommended 1 page. You're not exceeding 1 page, and that's a recommended thing. If you are exceeding 7 years, you can exceed 1 page of resume. If you are a PhD candidate or a researcher, you can make n number of pages of resume, because you have your publications, you have your research paper, multiple things are there which you need to add in. So that's there. Then if you are from a creative industry, so if you're targeting UX, UI, or any creative industry, then make sure you have 2 versions of resume. One version, because you might tell me, Nikita, I don't want a boring resume, I want to show my creativity. Yeah, good, you should, because you are from creative industry. But don't use that creative version when you're applying directly for the company. So use that boring 1 page resume when you are applying directly, but you can use that creative version when you are sending via email, or when you're sending through LinkedIn messages, or you personally know the person, you can send that creative version, but don't use that to apply directly on any of the job boards or directly on the website. Then obviously make sure there's no grammar mistake, spelling mistake. Get it proofread from your peers, your friends, and even use Grammarly to make sure that none of these things happen in your resume. Then useful information, and by that what I mean is, like, try to obviously add at least 2 to 3 pointers in each of your work experience. Try to add at least, if you are a new grad, if you don't have experience, then you should add in your internship at least 2 3 pointers. Try to give from the perspective that the other person don't know anything about yourself, and it's the first time they're reading about your experience and everything. So try to give back from that perspective and add, or whatever sentence or whatever things you're adding, think from that perspective rather than keeping things to yourself and then you're not getting interview calls. I wanted to showcase some of the common these are some of the resumes which got shortlisted, and they were the job seekers who were getting rejected. So we helped them on the resume side, and as you can see, they are like 1 page, very simple format, not even fancy colors or icons or whatever, very simple. Make sure that you're adding, because I think because of the confidentiality we have blurred this, but here we added the links, like your LinkedIn profile link, your email, and everything else. So make sure when you're adding your links in the resume, whether it's your portfolio link, whether it's your GitHub link, or whether it's your LinkedIn link, they're clickable. And there are chances that a recruiter might click on it, or hiring manager might click on it, and they look at your profile. So whatever links you're adding, make sure they're clickable, and they should not give errors. Before I share or start talking about LinkedIn, I would like to request everyone to go to LinkedIn Optimization Chrome extension, our website. This is the link, and download it. It might take just 5 minutes at max. The overall, I can even share the process if you guys want. But the reason why I want everyone to download this, because by the end of the session, I want everyone to know that how much their LinkedIn profile is optimized, how much more work each one of you need to really work on your LinkedIn profile when you go back to your home after this session. So would like to request everyone to go to careerflow.ai. I can even share the process if everyone wants, just to give. So you can go here, careerflow.ai. you can click on add to Chrome extension. When you click on this, you can just download it from here. And when you go to your LinkedIn profile, it shows like a C icon here. So you need to log in here with your email and password, and then it shows a score. So I want to learn how much every one of you who are present today is your LinkedIn profile optimized, so that we can together work on it and we can together help you guys understand that how LinkedIn profile generally works. I will stop sharing for just a couple of minutes. Just wanted to give you guys few minutes to download it.
And while people are doing that, Nikita, can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
So one thing that I'm really curious about, and I think many engineers are really curious about, is you include your you include your profile at the top of your resume, like your GitHub or your website or your portfolio,
Yes.
whatever that is. What is going through the head of the recruiter when they click on that link? Like, what are they looking for? Because like you said, most recruiters are non-technical. So what exactly are they trying to evaluate when they click on your GitHub or your website?
Yes, so these are the things which showcase that you are actually doing some add-on things on top of your 9 to 5 jobs, or basically you are trying to showcase your skills or your additional things through a lot of, like, through your portfolio, through your GitHub, or maybe through your LinkedIn profile. And also to add in, I always say this sentence that resume is a shorter version of your LinkedIn profile. So you can't add everything to your resume, because obviously, as I said, if you have less than 7 years of experience or equal to 7 years of experience, you should have 1 page resume. So in 1 page, how many things can you add? But what you can do is you can add everything in your LinkedIn profile, because LinkedIn gives you more space. It has more options and you can add more words. So if, let's say, in resume you are adding 2 sentences in every experience section, you can add 4 sentences in your LinkedIn profile. So it's a bigger version of what you're writing in your resume. And as a recruiter, for me, it will be an added advantage that I can get to learn more about you. And maybe I will see that, okay, you are just not a software engineer, you're not just a front-end engineer, but you have these skills more, or you are interested more in these areas. And I think this is a common thing. A lot of time people ask this question as one of the interview or behavioral questions. What additional thing do you like doing in your part-time thing, or like not even hobby, but more of like when you're not coding or when you're not actually doing 9 to 5? And the reason why people ask this question, because they just want to understand that, okay, are you really doing something else, or are you interested? So when people will see my LinkedIn profile or even Rahul, we just don't show that we are a recruiter. We also show that we have been doing multiple other things, which show that, okay, you are a great recruiter, but on top of it, you are also doing multiple other things.
Thank you.
Yes, this is the Chrome extension. I can share the link in the chat for people. Is anyone facing any issues? So I can answer that. And also people who have already downloaded it, do you want to share the score? Because I think together we will know how much score. Okay, 78. Okay, 78. 61. Wow. Okay, Alec, this is quite bad. 84, 74. Anyone got less than 50? Okay, people are still doing it. Maybe we will just give a couple of minutes more, because I want everyone to download and at least see the score, because this will clearly show you. Go back. Okay, so maybe in the meantime, people can still download it while I start just talking about more about LinkedIn. So why LinkedIn? I think this is one of the most common question, or people don't even understand the importance of LinkedIn. A lot of times people don't think that LinkedIn is so important. So let me tell you today that why I am, like, I should not say that forcing you guys, but also requesting you that let's work on your LinkedIn together. And the reason is because LinkedIn has helped me. Like, I've been working for almost like last decade. I started with my first job in 2014. So LinkedIn is one of those platforms where through which I have got multiple job opportunities without even applying directly to that company or even to that job role. My last role, which was with Uber, I directly got reached out because a recruiter looked at my LinkedIn profile, and then the person emailed me saying that, Nikita, I saw your LinkedIn profile and we are hiring for this role. Would you like to interview? The same thing happened with AWS, with Amazon, and every job I have recently in last maybe 5 years or 6 years I've gotten. When I was in Singapore, I used to got interview offers from Ireland, Australia, even Europe. So that is where I started feeling that if you really build LinkedIn, your own profile, in a way that you have a strong network of people, like people who are strong advocate of your skills, who know that what you're doing, what is your profile about, then it's very, very easy for you to get these interview calls and get hired. And I think from last 3 years, a lot of us have seen COVID happen, which we were not even aware of. Then recession, layoffs happened, which we even never thought about it, that it will happen again. After going through these process, and also to add in, guys, I know I'm running Career Flow, or I've been doing this from last 3 years as an entrepreneur. But I was also a job seeker in 2020 when I moved from Singapore to US. And I know the pain point about how when you don't get when you don't get interview calls, or when you even know how to like get to the next level, how painful that process or how stressful that process is, and you don't have a job, you don't have the money, and you want a job. So that is where I think I'm trying to give back and trying to make you understand that build your LinkedIn profile to that level, that whenever one of these things happen, and like recession, I think slowly is going back to normal, COVID has went away, but you never know what will happen tomorrow, right? Like you never know what is going to happen. Maybe your company, like last week my husband came back and told me, Nikita, my company is doing layoffs. And these days layoffs are not even happening to that level, right? And I was shocked. I was like, how come it's happening now in your company? So you never know what's going to happen internally, and what will make you from an passive job seeker to an active job seeker. So you need to be always job ready, and you need to be always in the market with the perspective that even any of these things happen, I will always get an interview call without me applying, and that can happen through LinkedIn. So as I mentioned, as Rahul was asking me the question about when you click on the LinkedIn profile link, as a recruiter, what you look at. First and most important thing, make sure your LinkedIn profile is 5-star. From top to bottom, each and everything on your LinkedIn profile is completed. I can see a lot of people have 70 score, 60 score, maybe some people might have lesser score. For those specifically, I would like to say that you really need to work on your profile. A lot of things are missing, and you need to make it at least 90%. Obviously, my score was 81, and the reason was because I wanted to show people that this is how it works, and these are the things which are missing. But don't follow me. Try to make at least 90 to 95% that score, and optimize each and everything what's missing from top to bottom. Add recommendations, you can add links. 50 skills are there, which 50 skills you can't add in your resume, but you can add 50 skills in your LinkedIn profile. You can showcase, you have a featured section, so you can showcase your GitHub profile, you can show your portfolio or any other thing you want to showcase, you can do that. And then on top of it, try to understand and see your profile as your own story, as your own brand. So Rahul has his own brand, Nikita has her own brand, and maybe Danny might have his own brand. So think from that perspective that it's very, very personal to me, and I'm showcasing my brand, my skills, and that's where I'm trying to put it out to my community and to my connections that this is my story and this is my profile. So try to understand from there and then work on it. Before I start sharing about more around networking, how to use LinkedIn, but I wanted to show quickly, this is how, I don't know, majority of the people might have not even seen this, but this is how recruiter view looks like. This is how a recruiter use LinkedIn when they start finding out the candidates which are matching for my role. So the most important thing, and I'm giving tips for everyone today, maybe you guys can write it down somewhere or put it out. So when I start finding candidates, the first and most important thing is job title. So this is for the folks. So there's a section called headline, which is right below your profile photo. When you go into the LinkedIn profile, it has 300, it gives you 300 words limit. So a majority of the people waste their space and they add things like looking for a job, open to job, open to work, looking for an internship. These things are not keywords. As a recruiter, I'm not going to use these words when I'm looking for a candidate. But what I'm going to add in as one of the most important thing is exact job title. So for folks who have added in their headline project management, software engineering, or data analysis or data analytics or whatever, don't add that, but add exactly the title you're targeting. So let's say you're targeting software engineer, add software engineer. If you're targeting front-end engineer, add front-end engineer. So add the exact title, because that is the first and most important keyword that we are going to look for your profile. That are you actually a project manager? Are you really a software engineer? Now the people might ask me this question, Nikita, if I'm a career changer, if I'm not even looking for that role, then what should I do? Then you can say aspiring project manager, but you need to still add the exact keyword, because if you're not adding it, then you won't even pop up in my search engine. You won't even pop up as one of these candidates. Then obviously location, because important. Things are going back to normal. Companies are asking employees to come back to office. So obviously your location will mean a lot. Now remote is not going to work. Skills, you have to add your skills in your headline. Like if you are targeting, as I said, again, Android engineer, so you need to add Kotlin, or multiple other mobile engineering keywords in your headline, rather than skipping it and just adding mobile engineer in your headline. So you need to give as much keywords as you can in your headline and make use of it. Then if you are already working in any company, then, if I'm targeting any company, any candidates from any particular company, then I will add that candidate. Then obviously education, if I'm looking for a new grad role, filling that as a recruiter, then I will obviously add in the university names, and then it will pop up. If you don't have an education section, please go back and work on your education section, because this is also one of the things which we look at. Then obviously there are multiple other keywords related to each of the job description, which we add in here, and we click on search, and it will give us all the candidates who are matching with those keywords. So now I think for people who have never seen this version of the LinkedIn Recruiter, it's easier for you to really understand this is how a recruiter work or a hiring manager work. And if you have never ever got an interview call directly, these are the things you are missing. These are some of the things, because obviously we have limited time today, but I can tell you that if you have already downloaded the Chrome extension, we have given a lot of things that how each of the section you can update and you can add in, and definitely you should go through it. How to optimize, definitely add keywords in your headline, in your about section. Open to work, so there's a separate section, open to work. Please make sure that you're adding a separate section in your profile, rather than adding in your headline. Your profile photo, please guys, don't add selfies, don't add random photos. Add a professional headshot. If you don't have it, it will take 5 minutes of your time. You can go back, just wear a jacket or shirt, or even for girls, you can have like a dress or something, put some makeup and stand in front of a blank wall. Ask your peer to take a phone and click your photo, and you can use that as a professional headshot rather than adding some random photos on the LinkedIn, because it's not your personal Instagram or it's not your social media. It's a professional networking website. There are very, very small things in LinkedIn. So if you go through each and every section on LinkedIn profile, you will find out and you will figure out that you have not even updated that, or you never touched that. Then obviously feel free to use careerflow.ai. As I said, we have so many tips and tricks around how to update it, and given for each and every section how you can add in or what you should add in. Definitely, folks who have used our Chrome extension, they have seen 40 times more increase in their opportunities, 2.5 times increase in the search appearances. Obviously, their profile score increases. They get more interview calls. They start getting recruiters reach out, personalized checklist for every section. You will get it from that, and then you will have more and more strong network, which I think currently you might not have, and you will feel more confidence because now recruiters are reaching out to you, which they were not previously. We will quickly discuss about networking, maybe 5 minutes more, and I will go back to Q&A. So networking is one of the most important thing when we talk about LinkedIn, and I am a strong advocate of networking. I think while we are even having this call, if you're reaching out to me on LinkedIn and just sending me a request, the chances are pretty high that you might get ghosted. And as a recruiter, I might not even respond back to you. But if you're sending me a small message when you're reaching out, then you're standing out from 50 more requests I get on daily basis. And I know that why you are even reaching out. So try to make sure that you understand how to do networking. And because it's a professional networking website, you can't send messages like, hello, Nikita, hi, Nikita, can you get me hired? And these messages I'm not making on my own. If I show you my DMs, people have sent me messages like this. Can you get me hired in Uber? Can you get me hired in Amazon? I'm looking for a job. I mean, okay, fine, great. Yeah, I am a recruiter. Yes, you can reach out to me. You can ask for a job, but there is a way to ask for a job or a referral. And you need to also make sure that you are spending or doing your homework rather than asking me to find a job for you, because that's not what I am doing on LinkedIn. So try to make sure that when you send invite, your connection request should be concise, crisp, and clear. And it's very clear for me to reply back to you rather than ghosting you. Then on top of it, you might ask me how to find people or recruiters and hiring managers. There are a lot of ways to do it. One of the easiest ways, like if I give you a hack, so in the search bar, if you add in hashtag hiring, you go to the people section. When you click on the people section, you click on the first connection or the second connection. When you click on the first connection, it will show you all the list of the people who are hiring within your connection because you clicked on first connection. But when you click on the second connection, then it populate a list of all the recruiters and hiring managers who are not in your network, but they are connected via mutual connection. So let's say you are connected with Rahul and you found my profile, I'm hiring. Then you can reach out to Rahul and be like, hey, Rahul, I saw you're connected with Nikita. Nikita is hiring for this role. Can you make an introduction? Or you can reach out directly to Nikita and be like, hey, Nikita, I saw you are connected with Rahul. Rahul is a good friend, or I know Rahul by this way. Would love to connect with you. Would like to go on a virtual coffee chat. Or Nikita, I saw that you are hiring for this role. These are my skills. This is my resume. Would like to see if you can give me a referral. Or Nikita, I saw on your website that this role is open. This is how my profile is relevant. Can you give me, or can you help me connect with this person? Or can you help me connect with a recruiter or hiring manager in your company? So there are multiple good ways or a better way to reach out rather than just sending, like as I said, messages people send that. Engaging through comments. So if they are posting things about like for example, in our case, Rahul is an active person on LinkedIn. I am an active person on LinkedIn. There are a lot of recruiters or hiring managers who are active. Try to engage with them on their comments, on their post, but don't add things like interested. I don't know why people do that, but it's like, keep on adding interested. Interested is not going to make you stand out. Yes, you should add comments, but those comments should also stand out. You can tag the person and you can be like, hey, these are the reasons why I'm matching with this role. Can we have a call? Rather than just saying interested, which I think you might have also seen on LinkedIn. Congrats on achievement. So if in your network someone have recently got a job opportunity, you can congrats the person and be like, hey, would love to connect, would love to know how you got this offer, would like to know the job, the whole interview process, anything you can talk about, and it will build your connection with the person who recently got a job offer. Then obviously, as I said, virtual coffee chats or in-person coffee chats, that has helped me personally a lot in standing out from the crowd. Then referral, definitely, as I said, go via referral directly rather than reaching out directly, because referrals do help to make you stand out. Individual brand, if your profile is going to really build rather than you reaching out and you have not even worked on your LinkedIn profile, you have worked on your brand, you have already built a LinkedIn profile, which is 5-star, then that is going to make you stand out because the person might look at your profile. Like if I'm a recruiter and you're reaching out to me, the probability of me at least checking your website are pretty high. So you're missing an opportunity if you're not optimizing and just directly reaching out. Then building a community, share and support. So if you want to share someone's post or support it, that really helps to build that connection with the person. These are some of the screenshots of this good messages which I personally have got it in the past, which made them stood out from the crowd. And the reason is because, first of all, they came to my profile. They took few seconds to look at my profile from top to bottom. They saw that what roles I'm hiring for. So they were not sending me random messages. And then they told me or sent the message in which they have clearly written that you are hiring for a front-end engineering role. These are the skills we are matching for the role. And this is why we are reaching out to you. So would love to connect or would like to have a conversation with you. We have a free hiring search tool. because as I said, a lot of people might ask this question, how to find recruiters and hiring managers. So we have created exactly the same version of LinkedIn Recruiter for job seekers. And this is my personal favorite tool on Careerflow. Because obviously I always wanted to build exactly the same thing what LinkedIn has built for recruiters. So this is the same tool where you can add the Boolean keywords, company, location, skills, and roles. When you click on find out who is hiring, it will populate a list of all the recruiters and hiring managers who are matching those keywords. And you can reach out to them because now you know that they're hiring for these keywords. I hope that helps and answers the question. I'm happy to take the questions now. Anyone has any question? Yeah,
I'll
Rahul.
pick it up. This is amazing. Thanks so much, Nikita. One thing you mentioned on the slide about the resume is that the keywords, like it's really important that keywords that people are looking for, and even on LinkedIn. What do you think about the idea of keyword stuffing? Good, bad, like the idea being that, okay, I just touched, I just barely did, Haskell or Java. I did it for like one course in college. Let me just add all the languages in case one of them catches and I can get shortlisted. How do you think about just adding technology and keywords on my resume?
Yep. So definitely you should add keywords, as I said, and every job description has keywords which should be added. But on the same hand, you should not just from top to bottom just fill in with the keywords, because I've seen those kind of resumes as well, where people just keep on adding keywords and highlight them, make them bold, and try to just do it. To think from the perspective, again, as I said, you have to make an impact within 6 to 10 seconds. And when 6 to 10 seconds is the only time that will help you to reach to the next level of an interview process. So try to not overwhelm also a recruiter, or try to not do these things, because that might not even get you to the next level, and recruiter might get frustrated or irritated. Okay, this is too much for me to absorb. So don't do that, but try to make sure that you're adding keywords till a level that it looks like it's matching at, as I said, 80 to 90% or even 80 to 85% with the roles you are targeting, and try to optimize, especially for the folks who are targeting multiple job opportunities. So if you're targeting, let's say, data scientist role, software engineering role, so don't use the same piece of paper. You need to optimize it. Have two versions, one for data scientist and one for software engineering. Don't use the same document to apply for the both roles.
Thanks.
I think we have Alex who have a question.
Yeah,
Hi,
you were
Alex.
talking. Hi, your talk has been great so far, and you were talking about like as you advance in your career, you like change the sections in the resume. I have 6 years of engineering experience, but I have my skills at the top before work experience. Should that be inverted?
Yes. Yeah, you should have your experience at the top. And as I
Got
said,
you.
because that is going to make the first impression when, as a recruiter, I'm going to look at your resume. So try to add your experience at the top, because 6 years is not like you don't have 2 years or 1 year. You have 6 years of experience. So you have a lot to share. And I think I forgot to add in this quickly. I want to add because it came. So use star format when you are adding things in your resume. So STAR stands for situation, T stands for task, action, and result. So whenever you're adding anything in your resume, think from the perspective of that, what was the situation, what task I added in, and then what action did I took, and then what was the outcome. So then you are adding the numbers and you quantify the things you have done in last 6 years for that company.
Got it. Thank you.
Perfect. We have Nate.
Yeah, really appreciate the download. Thank you so much for this. 2 questions for you. One is, how do you think about bullet points on LinkedIn versus prose, like paragraph prose to describe on LinkedIn? And then number 2 question is, you mentioned keyword stuffing not stuffing, keywords are important on a resume. Can you just talk a little bit with, like, is that because the algorithms pick it up and recommend it? Like, why is keyword important? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so let me answer the first question, which was around, sorry, can you repeat the first question? Because just.
Yeah, it was bullet.
Yeah, okay, I got it. Okay, I remember. Yeah, so bullet points. So why you should add bullet points over paragraphs? Because as a recruiter or as a hiring manager, it will be very structured for me to read through the bullet point rather than a big paragraph. Like you can go hand in hand, you can add paragraphs. No one is going to reject you. But for me as a human, it will become easier to read through the bullet points and absorb it, or like read through it rather than a big paragraph just being added there. So that is the difference, that when you add bullets versus when you add actually a big paragraph. To the next question about like which was job description, making your profile optimized, right?
Sorry, yeah, no, on the resume, why keywords matter? Is it because some algorithm rank it? Like, yeah, thank you.
Yes. So keywords matter because, as I said, every job description, like if you go through the job description or the roles you're targeting, they have the keywords in those job descriptions. And applicant tracking system or these softwares, first of all, they also match it with the keywords with that perspective. And as a recruiter or as a human, my eyes will also are always searching for those keywords. So as a recruiter, I talk to hiring manager daily. I try to understand the job description daily, and I know the keywords which need to be there in the profile. So my eyes will read through it in a way that I will also try to find those keywords which are very, very important or required as like a mandatory thing in the role you are applying for.
Awesome, super helpful. Thank you.
Great.